Hello and welcome to Full-Time Jobbers. Chris, we just watched TLC. What do you think?
I mean, it was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah,
As good as it can be.
I was thinking about it, and it was a good time. It was all right. I thought it was fine. It was pretty much what we expected. I kind of called a lot of it down to a T, except for a few things. But I didn't go in with high hopes, so I'm not too disappointed. That's something, right? There were some cool spots. You know, the ladder matches were fun. There were some nice table spots with those weird tables in that tables match.
Yeah, I enjoyed quite a bit of it. There were a few matches that I was kind of this is whatever. But it is what it is. And overall though,
I think it was what the doctor ordered, really. So we're gonna run through the matches real quick here, and we'll talk about what you thought, what I thought, and then we'll be good, right? What are you looking at? All right, so pre-show match. Let's go. We had Sasha versus Becky in a nothing match. Sasha wins. It was all right. It was a good match, but they're obviously deserve better, and that's all really I want to say about that. Right? What about you? I agree. Becky looks like she's might be in line for a Divas title match, even though she lost. I don't know. All right, so that was the kickoff show. Who cares?
Yeah.
And so then we got the first match was Ryback versus Rusev. Rusev wins like we thought. It didn't end clean. Lana took a weird shot where she slapped him in the back, and then, he got that hard kick to the face, and then it was over. Really, did you expect to see that? Was it pretty much what you saw coming?
Yeah, I'll be honest. It wasn't very
honestly, listen.
Exciting.
We got the Rumble now. So we need to finish up these crappy feuds, these side feuds, so people can focus on the Rumble. So that's all that this was. It's a way to advance them to the Rumble and still keep them they're still angry at each other.
Yeah, and I realized that like you said, it's almost Royal Rumble, and it gives us something to have, something to kind of
because
it's just a little bit a push towards that.
See, the Rumble has 30 people in it, right? So it's always good when there are some side feuds coming in,
some kind of tension.
Yeah, exactly. Between the competitors, I think that's always good to have.
Absolutely,
especially in a Rumble. So yeah, it's not a big deal for Ryback that he lost. Who cares? He lost dirty anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And Rusev, I think needed some kind of win, even though it wasn't clean. I definitely think he needs some kind of momentum. He's in the league,
Yeah.
Which is a momentum in itself, but I think he needs that singles momentum because they obviously want to push it like that. All right, whatever. Ryback sucks, I guess, now. So, remember when he was main eventing pay-per-views? Me neither. All right, So then we had... What was next? We had the ladder match next. With a tag team title, Usos, Lucha Dragons, and New Day. We were wrong about that one. We thought the Usos might have pulled it out. It was come on. I just wanted to throw something spicy in there, for the predictions. But, New Day are great. And the match was really fun.
Very fun.
I thought it was that's the best part about TLC, right? Is we get to see these matches that we don't normally get, and that was the fun. That was the most fun I had all night, even over the tables match. But so we saw Kalisto steal the show.
I'm still
honestly
still hurting.
What from the sliced bread from the top of the ladder?
Yes.
That was cool. So real quick, I want to talk about what do you think those ladders are made of? How do they snap like that,
dude?
Because the one in the title match, in the world title match, it looked like it was wood painted metal, right?
Yeah, it looked like it was some kind of metallic.
It was still bending like metal. I don't know what was. I can't figure it out.
Yeah,
it literally snapped, and there was wood everywhere.
Yeah, whenever Sheamus threw Roman, and it just snapped so easily. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to really evaluate how I perceived ladders from now on. So yeah, so Usos. They were doing some weird. It was fun, but I think Kalisto really stole the show in that match.
Absolutely,
he was in all the on the receiving end of all the big moves, or he was doing some big moves.
Took some heavy hits.
Oh yeah, and there were a lot of heavy hits in that match, and I think it was pretty impactful. It was a good match. It was it was
a very fun match.
It was a fun match, and New Day winning is the right choice.
Yeah.
Because they're the most entertaining thing in the roster. Xavier Woods coming and influencing the finish while it was pretty predictable, right?
Yeah.
It was awesome, I thought.
It's good
He's like really good on commentary, I think. I had a lot of fun just listening to him talk. And like him correcting Michael Cole was like the best thing ever. So yeah, he threw a trombone and then Kofi like flipped him off the ladder. It was a good match. And I think the right guys won. Do you think the right guys won?
I do. I totally agree with the outcome. I think it worked out very well.
The only thing I have is like I'm not sure what's next for the New Day, but I mean I guess they can really do anything. Like the Usos can be like you guys suck, or Kalisto can be like say the same thing in Spanish, and then we can have a feud like that. So I think the New Day's like in the clear like lately. They've been like the most consistent thing on the roster.
Yeah.
So I'm happy about that match. Let's talk about the chairs match from Swagger and Del Rio. What do you think of that?
I mean, it's Jack Swagger and
Del
Rio. It's
wrestling's a funny thing, right? Because on paper, 45 chairs around the ring and no disqualifications sounds really fun. Sounds really cool. Super fucking boring. Honestly.
No, I agree. Like, it really hits home whenever you see someone just laying on the ground and like the only thing they're doing, they're just like piling chairs on top.
So
of
like,
them.
okay, I'm gonna skip ahead a lot here, but like, you know when Roman's beating the crap out of League of Nations at the end with the chair,
yeah.
Literally every one of the chair shots after the show was over was better than that chairs match.
No,
like
absolutely.
one chair shot was stronger than all those chair matches.
I totally agree.
And like, the chairs match is like the dumbest stipulation I think because it's like just make it a no disqualification match. They can use chairs like in any other match. Just like I don't know, man. They like think it's cool to have a bunch of chairs, but in reality, it's just cumbersome and lame. And all the spots look lame. The only cool spot was the end when he stomped him into those chairs. That was the only cool spot in the match. I don't know. Chairs matches are stupid. Swagger obviously wasn't gonna win.
No, I agree.
And he'll probably disappear, go back to nothing like he was last month.
Yeah.
Which sucks because I actually like Jack Swagger in the ring a lot. It's just like, man, Del Rio is real boring. Like.
Yeah.
Like, I've been saying it for a while, but, like...
And then...
I know you like Del Rio. What do you think of what's going on with Del Rio? Do you think he's boring?
Okay, like, I like him. Like, I like his personality as far as, like... his whole vibe, if that makes sense.
It's like... They just don't know what to do with him, you know? And, like, he has issues clicking with the fans. Maybe this, like, League of Nations thing is gonna take off.
Like, it's just like watching him in Lucha Underground. He was so awesome there.
It's just like...
And then...
It's like a different beast, right? Because he needs to connect with the fans, but he can't do that in WWE for some reason.
Yeah, like Lucha Underground, he was like all there. I loved him so much.
Yeah, his AAA stuff, like... I think that's the right place for him, but I mean, he's going to follow, what's best for him, what he wants to do. So, I mean, I'm glad he's here. He's putting on, decent enough matches. It's nice to see him around.
Yeah.
And maybe this League of Nations thing will take off.
It's just, like I said, like last time, he showed up, people lost their minds. Yeah. They're like, man.
But now it's all gone. No one cares anymore.
There's no more, like, hype for it,
So, what do you think's next for Del Rio? Cena? Think Cena's going to come back and challenge him?
Probably. I see that might be the most...
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
How about the tag team tables match? Probably the next best match. I had a good time with it.
Yeah.
I like seeing guys go through tables. I like seeing Rhino. Was mad about not getting a gore.
No,
that was weird. There was a couple weird choices in this match, right? So, Rhino didn't hit the gore. Strange, I think.
True. Yep.
And then at the end, the whole flaming table spot you were mad about because like
I was kind of upset.
I understood why in theory it was smart because it's like these guys like the ECW thing is like fan favorite all the way, right?
Yeah.
And obviously why they want it to be heel.
And I love ECW.
They take 5 minutes in trying to light this table on fire and then it doesn't get lit on fire. That's like screw those guys. They ruined the spot, So I mean I understand why they did that. The match itself was fun. I think Devon should have been eliminated when he rolled off the table and the table broke under the weight of the. You know what it was? He rolled off so quickly that the air force that he rolled off his body crushed the table. There
was some funny things going
on.
And
okay, Braun, I'm sure Braun was supposed to kick through that table in the beginning, but he should have been eliminated, right?
No,
I don't know.
Yeah. Tables were just like breaking whenever they totally.
Those tables were strange tonight. There wasn't any like messed up table spots except for at the end, but like I don't know. Those tables were like made out of chocolate and sandpaper.
Dude, like the table they had for Rowan, that was obviously supposed to be for
Rowan.
He
did. I don't think he went through that table, did he?
No.
That's funny.
That's the one that Devon, like, whenever Devon rolled off, it broke.
Oh yeah,
and then they had to pull out another table from the side.
Yeah, man, that match was like the first like 5 minutes were like chaos. Like everything was going wrong for a little bit, and then it kind of leveled out once there was less people in the match.
It was pretty funny whenever they like tossed the tables on top of Strowman. Also,
yeah, you liked that.
I don't know what they were trying to get.
Something about literal burying is funny to me. So like,
well, it always like makes me think of whenever Ambrose and
Bray feuded, whenever he just buried him.
Yeah, just chunking shit into the ring. That was great.
Yeah, I liked that match. It was fun. What do you think about the outcome? Was it the right move? The right outcome?
I think so. I felt happy with it.
Like poor Eric Rowan always gets the short end.
I know, and I love him so much.
It's like, but I mean, he's obviously the fourth man.
Yeah,
and it showed because he was the only one who got eliminated. I think it made the Wyatts look pretty strong though.
Oh, for
even
sure.
though these are some middle-aged to old men they're putting through tables.
Yeah,
like it still has that effect because they're so cool. You know, it's nice seeing your heroes go through tables sometimes.
Yeah. And can we just talk about how awesome Luke is?
Luke Harper is like the best wrestler on the roster.
Oh my god, I love Luke.
He can do it. He can do it all, man. And like I was talking to you like when we were watching it, but like if he wasn't like, you know, gross and bald and stuff, he'd probably like if all that talent was in like someone else's body, he'd be a superstar,
dude.
And like the guy's not like, it's not like he's like in bad shape or anything. I'm not saying that. It's just like, you know, his look. He's obviously not a WWE champion.
No, and like for
which is a damn shame
for his size. He takes some incredible like dives.
The guy's like 7 feet tall. He can literally do anything. He's not
like,
7 feet tall, but
he takes like some incredible like dives and does crazy stuff that someone his size.
I like that spot. He did the suicide dive and took Dreamer through a table. That was cool. Was it Dreamer or Rhino? I don't know.
He is just incredible.
I think it was Rhino.
Like, it's totally underrated, I feel.
Oh, I think so too.
So awesome.
I think that he well, I mean, he's great in the Wyatt family, you know, but like his Intercontinental title run could have been so much more, I thought.
I totally agree.
So that match I think was the right way. Let's talk about the Intercontinental title match. Kevin and Dean.
Wow.
I was surprised.
Was not expecting.
I literally said in the dark match, I was like, man, keep the title as far away from Ambrose as possible, I think.
Yep.
I think I was wrong. I think that this could work. And I think that they are grooming Kevin because he kind of snuck a victory out. You know? Yeah. He hit that reversal into the roll-up, and that was the win. I think they're going to start building Kevin as this ass kicker. This, like, I don't know where it's going to head. I still don't think the match with Brock is happening, that everyone thinks is happening. If it does, cool, I guess. But like, I think he's definitely being like pumped up to something. You know, like they're obviously wanting to push him. I think they're putting the power in the right hands. With Kevin.
I agree. Yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes.
Are you excited to see Dean as Intercontinental Champion? Or are you hoping? Are you praying? Were you praying for the Rumble win? Because now that he's champion, there's no Rumble win for Dean.
I was hoping for the Rumble win.
I don't know. I think it could work out. Well, I mean, it's only time will tell. The match itself was good. I don't think it was as good as their Survivor Series match.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, it's Kevin and Dean.
It was so, like, don't get me wrong.
You know,
like the match was great. I just for some reason I like the Survivor Series one a little better because there was more on the line.
Yeah,
but
I can see that.
I think that was the right move, and we'll have to see where it goes. Let's talk about the Divas title match. We got Paige, Charlotte, or should I say Ric Flair Jr.
It's just. The whole Ric Flair thing's kind of
it's
overkill for me.
I get it because Ric Flair is like one of those popular characters ever, right? And like Charlotte is pretty much Ric Flair, but it's just kind of annoying, I think. You know,
it's a little overkill.
And like, I mean, you already got Ric Flair out there being Ric Flair. You don't need Charlotte also being Ric Flair. It's like Ric Flair's gonna like whenever they do it like this, whenever they're the same character, Ric Flair outshines his daughter.
Yeah.
Right? So Ric Flair's over there like hitting his chest and like woo, you know, and Charlotte's like doing the walk and it's just like, I mean, cool.
Yeah, it's like when Charlotte's out there by herself doing her woo, that's cool, that's fine, that's whatever.
I think Ric Flair takes away from it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know what's going on with heel Charlotte either. It's confusing because Paige is heel.
Yeah.
It's just, the match was confusing. It was good.
No, it was a good match for sure.
I thought it was a good match.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if it was as good as their match at Survivor Series also, but I mean, having Ric Flair there was actually kind of good for the match because he got to do his shenanigans and stuff. That was kind of fun. But I mean, they just don't. I think they're like in like mid Charlotte, so they haven't figured out what they want to do with her yet. So maybe like feuding with Becky or Sasha because they had that weird Donald Trump Sasha wig in the middle of the match that kind of popped up out of nowhere. Where Naomi was wearing an afro. I'm not sure who she was supposed to be.
I don't know.
But yeah, so who knows what's next for the Divas? I mean, they don't have a Rumble, so they can just keep on doing what they're doing.
What do you think? What do you think they're gonna do with Paige after tonight?
See, okay, the way I see it, right, is that they got some pretty strong contenders for the title right now, because Sasha and Becky are like kind of like feuding with Charlotte, like mini feuding, but Paige is like feuding with Charlotte, so they might do like all four of them. Honestly, like I wouldn't hold it against them because that's what they've been doing this whole Divas Revolution. So I mean, I think what might happen is with Paige might. I think all four of them, I think, are going to stick around the title scene.
Yeah.
Because like Paige is too good as a heel to not. I mean, she was kind of a face tonight, but she was still being a heel, and I think she's much better in that role, like yelling and being angry.
Yeah.
Than her face persona. So I don't think it's the end of the world for Paige, and I think that she'll probably stick around in the title picture, feeding with Charlotte, because Charlotte's being weird.
Yeah.
So they need some kind of reliable heel presence. So I mean, yeah. What do you think? You just hope for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that match was something. So, I mean, speaking of matches that were something, let's go world title match. What'd you think of it?
It was a good match. I mean, I've seen better, seen worse.
Listen, it could always be worse.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the TLC match I thought was all right. I was kind of bored. I think the biggest issue with the match was that we had seen some crazy stuff with tables and ladders already.
I totally agree.
So,
yeah.
And I mean, these two guys are just brawlers. They're not going to do the craziest spots. There were some nice spots, don't get me wrong. But I mean, they just, like, after seeing the sliced bread and, you know, some of the table stuff in the Wyatt match, it was like, you know, I'm just like, all right, yeah, get along with it. You know? The match, I don't remember if I said this or not, but I like the chemistry kind of between Sheamus and Roman. I like the brawling because I
do too.
You don't really see a lot of brawl on brawl anymore.
It was
it's a nice change. It was a nice change of pace from like the high quality technical matches we'd seen.
Yeah.
So I actually liked the match. It was okay. I predicted the ending pretty much to a T.
Yeah.
With the League of Nations. Where's Wade Barrett? Where's he at?
That was very odd.
I was mad about it because he's not on the show. Even Rusev's got his stupid Ryback match, and where Barrett's not even on the show at all. And I don't know. That was weird. Also, where was Dean and the Usos whenever Roman's getting the crap beat out of him by three dudes?
No clue.
It was a very strange ending scene there. Not ending scene. Ending of the match scene. We'll talk about the ending scene in a second. But do you think Sheamus winning is the right choice? Do you think Roman, or do you think Roman should have won?
No. I think that it's not Roman's time. Yeah,
I'll get to my opinions right now. Okay. Yeah, I think Sheamus should have won.
Yeah, well, I don't. Yeah, I didn't think it was Roman's time to.
I think they got what they wanted in the match. We'll see how it pans out in like a week, but here's like what I think they wanted. They wanted to do the Daniel Bryan thing with Roman, so you know he's getting like quote unquote screwed out of the title, I guess, kind of. Some not really, but and like they also made Sheamus. If you notice how the match goes, he does get saved by his dudes, but he also hits the final blow.
Yeah. Right.
So in a way, it kind of they want to make it look like Sheamus is credible to Roman as a threat, even though he's like hiding behind, you know, his two Bulgarian dudes and Mexican guys. But like, so I understand why the ending was like that. It was fine for the ending.
Yeah.
And then Sheamus celebrating in the ring. That's where it should have ended, right? I think, because then Roman comes out and like he's supposed to be like super face, right? Like good guy, and like beats the crap out of all three dudes. Oh boy, I have problems with that. But I don't even want to start that. And then here comes Triple H. I'm a little confused about the Triple H relationship with Roman. I've watched wrestling a long time. Pretty sure I've watched this whole feud. I remember maybe 6 months ago, Roman kind of being mad at Triple H for something, but he hasn't really screwed Roman out of anything. No. Because at Survivor Series, Roman wins the match, and then Triple H comes out and he's like, "Hey, good job," pretty much. He's not he has no ulterior motives really. He doesn't call Sheamus to cash in, but Roman spears Triple H. Who's the heel here? I'm confused. Because and then this whole month, Triple H hasn't really said anything bad about Roman.
It feels like Roman's just trying to carry on this pent-up aggression that for some reason,
I'll tell you exactly what they think is happening. This whole Daniel Bryan parallel is ridiculous at this point, because the reason Daniel Bryan and Triple H was such a great feud was because he was actually doing things that cost Daniel Bryan the title. He was the one who hit the pedigree and counted the pin whenever Randy cashed in. All Triple H did was fall on the ground when Sheamus cashed in, and raised the guy's hand afterwards. He was mad. Who cares? He didn't do anything this whole month to screw Roman out of his shot at the title like he did with Daniel Bryan. He didn't interfere in the match at all. I hadn't seen Triple H in a month when he came out after the match. He didn't come out and attack Roman. He didn't do anything. He was literally trying to stop Roman from killing him, kayfabe, right? Literally killing him with a chair.
Yeah.
And then Roman, attacks him for no reason and literally, destroys Triple H. Powerbombed to the table. Hilarious that it didn't break. And, that was... But they played it off well with the big elbow. That was cool.
That was nice.
And then, he literally just kept beating on him in front of his wife. Come on. Who's the heel here?
And then he walks away?
Seriously. Who is the heel here when you beat up a man for doing nothing in front of his wife on TV? I don't know what they're trying to pull with me here. And I'm getting a little flustered. I'm getting a little angry because they want us to like Roman Reigns, and then they do crap like this that makes no sense, and we're just this is stupid. And it is stupid because they're trying to do the Daniel Bryan thing without doing all the good things that made the Daniel Bryan thing good. Whenever Daniel Bryan finally got his hands on Triple H at WrestleMania, that was the moment that was good about this feud. It wasn't the day after he screwed him up for the title, Daniel Bryan beats the living hell out of him. He had to wait it out, and it built up this tension. There's no built up tension. Roman's just kind of an asshole.
Yeah. And then he goes through all this process. He's like, "All right, guess I'm leaving now." Turns back around.
See, that was the best part.
That was
crazy. That full speed spear at the end. It felt like he wanted his blood, which is stupid, but
it was cool.
The spear was cool. And the chair shots he was given were nice. He hit Sheamus in the face with a chair. I don't know if you noticed.
I saw that. That was brutal.
Oh man, I don't know what he was doing. That was bad.
He got some good chair shots in.
Yeah, that was the only redeeming part about this weird Roman Reigns crap I had to deal with tonight. I like Roman Reigns. I think he could be good, right? If they booked him the right way. This was not an example of that. They booked him the wrong way, and now everyone they were chanting, "We want Cena." That's not good, okay? Now Cena's gonna win the freaking Rumble because they're chanting for Cena because they hate Roman so much. I don't think they understand what they did. Speaking of the Rumble, I'm gonna get off this topic before I explode. Okay, you give your final thoughts on the match, so I don't have to say anything.
Overall, I think the match was good. It was okay. It's whatever.
What about the after crap?
Well, I was going to say that I feel like the match would have been a lot better if it wasn't at the end of a pay-per-view where there had been a lot of crazy shit going on as far as tables.
I disagree just because the title should be the main event. Always.
I don't disagree. I'm saying that match would have been better at SummerSlam, something like that.
I don't know. I understand what you mean because it wasn't as high spot fest as the other matches, but I liked that it kind of changed the pace. It wasn't the most exciting match in the world, but I liked the pace change. I think that it fit on the card correctly, but that's just me. So.
Yeah.
What about the Triple H beatdown?
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, nothing we can do about it, right?
I guess, yeah. All right, yeah, I'll get off that. All right, I'm going to end this with something a little more fun. Who do you think's going to win the Rumble, Chris? Early predictions here. Who's your pick to last the 30-man gauntlet? Who do you think's going to main event WrestleMania 32?
Holy shit. Well, my original choice was Dean, but they might pull some Roman cheese on me.
Ooh, yeah.
See,
this is what I think's gonna happen, right? So either John Cena wins because John Cena wins. Here's what I think they're gonna do, okay? So, I'm gonna set up a scenario here. A ridiculous scenario. Roman Reigns beats the crap out of Triple H after the match, right? Ridiculous, I know. So that leads to Triple H being like, you don't get another title shot. You have to get a title shot by winning the Royal Rumble. That's the only... You're never getting another title shot again. I'm never giving you another title shot again. And then he wins the fucking Royal Rumble again. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think it's the worst idea possible.
People did not like when Roman won it last year.
Oh my God.
What do they think is going to happen if he wins it
twice
again?
In a row? No, I think Cena's going to win, though. No, it's either going to be that or Cena, and I hate that. Like, I want Kevin Owens to win.
Yes,
I don't think so. It's not a thing. Maybe Brock. But that's ridiculous. I mean, it might. Who knows? Yeah, that's my pick. I'm picking freaking Roman stupid Reigns to win the Rumble. Because that's the worst idea I can think of. What's your final pick right now?
I have to agree.
Oh! Okay, if you're going Roman, I'll go John Cena then.
Okay, fine.
Because then I can rub something in your face after the Rumble. Oh, God.
Well,
I'm so upset about
it just seems too obvious, right?
But that's all they got. That's all they got.
I know.
Is this guy that calls people tater tots and randomly beats up people for no reason. But he's a good guy. It's like when Bubba Ray Dudley powerbombed women through tables. That was his gimmick, but he was the good guy. This is like the PG equivalent of him just beating up his boss for no reason. See, Stone Cold had a reason. Kind of. But, like, Roman doesn't have a reason. Okay, I'm sorry. My Roman Reigns tangent is done. TLC was all right, I guess. Whatever. That's my final grade. What's your final grade for TLC?
I mean, it got the job done.
So mine is it was all right, whatever, and yours is it got the job done. Not the best grades. I think that's a solid 5 out of 7. But yeah, it was fine. There were some nice things. There were some really bad things that I thought, and I'm just ready for a decent pay-per-view. Maybe
perfect
at the
score
Rumble.
of 5 out of 7.
The Rumble's hasn't been great though, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
It's WrestleMania season. I should be more excited. So I'm just excited. You know what I'm excited for? NXT TakeOver. That's what I'm excited for.
Yes.
Maybe a good pay-per-view after a while.
Yep.
So yeah, thank you guys for hearing my rant if you've lasted through it. And thank you, Chris, for hearing my rant if you've lasted through it. He's gone. So yeah, it happened. It's done. Thank God. And now I have to watch Raw tomorrow. So that's my final verdict. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys for continually tuning into whatever this is. And thank you, Chris, for being here.
Thank y'all. Again, any feedback that y'all have? Any comments, questions?
Comments are always welcome. Just remember, it could be worse, Chris. Like that Roman thing, it definitely could have been worse. So yeah, tune in next month. We might have some videos up for before then, but definitely we'll have Royal Rumble, the Dark Match, and the Fallout. So you guys keep doing what you're doing. We'll keep trying what we're trying. And thanks so much.
Thank you.